anyone else attempt to fill his shoes?
What did he say his name was?
Galvatron.
Hey, welcome back, fellow collectors, to Brave's Toy Review. I am your host, Brave, and today we are taking a look at DX9's Tyrant. This is, I don't know why I laughed like that. So yeah, this is DX9's version of Galvatron, and this comes to me by virtue of the Chosen Prime. I've said it many a time. I'll say it again. If you're looking for some hot plastic crack, if you really got that, you gotta please that itch. Hey, hit up the Chosen Prime, man. thechosenprime.com, and they will take care of you. And check them out on Prime's Council on Facebook, a place where you can go and just communicate with other Chosen Prime family. Hey, so taking a look at the DX9 packaging here, these are the same people that gave us Carrie. So, and so the artwork for the box has got like a whole psychedelic theme going on. And I really dig it. I really dig it. Hoobie doobie. On the back, you got a nice product shot of your man who is the Tyrant. At the bottom, the image shown here is indicative only. The actual product may differ. So it may differ from that is what they're saying. Freeman? Is this some masonry stuff? You got a triangle right there. You got Tyrant. Yeah. You got a nice product shot turnaround of him against the back grid, which is pretty cool. His really weird tank cannon mode there. You get his nice little manual here, which is there, and that's really cool. Awesome. On the back, you get this little image of him there. Inner Dream, Eternal Hobby. What is IDET? I don't know what that's supposed to be. He comes with this Matrix deal here, which also comes with, and it's cool because it separates too, but it's kind of loose. I'm not really a fan of that. Maybe some polish would make that a little bit tighter so it doesn't slide so easy. You can see these little holes here. You put a little chain clamps on, and he wears it around his neck. And I cannot seem to find my chain. I don't know what I did with it. I put it down somewhere, and now I can't find that crap. I'm sure it's floating around here somewhere. I got so much crap inside of this review area that I just can't keep track of stuff. But whatever. I like the gold, I like the green, I like the silver. Nice line work, makes it look official. He also comes with two of his particle cannon deals there. So here you go. All right, so you pop that open, and inside of there is this tube here. Oh, crap. And then you get this deal here, which is really basically a surefire flashlight, right? And then you unscrew this, and you got like a little tube with little mini batteries inside of it. I'll go ahead and show you why not. It's got a little spring there. And then you have this little tube here with the batteries in it, right? Ha! So I did it by swapping out the other deal here. It kind of fits right on, and you can do it. For whatever reason, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that as far as not being able to use this one, but for whatever reason, turn this off real quick. You can't seem to fit this one over the top of it. You can probably bevel it out. See, I got a little extra plastic on mine. That's probably what's stopping it. I've seen a few people say that you can't. I'm not sure if anyone said you can, but I'm going to tell you that you can, because you shave it, you use it, you fit it, it goes. But, I mean, you can see through it, so who wants to do that? It looks better, much better in this one here, right? So that's that. Okay, so these pegs right here are allowed to peg onto the forearms, and then that's the light. It's shining, the light is on. Of course, I would not leave it on because you're going to kill the battery. So whereas some people just let it go until it dies, I'm not into that. I'm not going to do that. Maybe for a picture or something, but even not then, because really you can use Photoshop to make whatever lighting effects you want. So on your shelf, I'm pretty sure it looks pretty good. All right, so that's that one. Or you can peg in this one, and they both fit vice versa. So there you go. All right, that's two of those. Cool. Oh, and guess what I found while I was looking for something else? The rest of my crap that comes with this guy. Sweet balls. So he comes with a nice sturdy card. So that's his card that he comes with his card artwork on the card, and on the back a bunch of stuff. Good job. Then he also comes with this nice little poster here of Tyrant. And that's some good galvatroning right there, buddy. And here's that chain I told you about. This is bling. You take these little clamps and you put them on there inside these little holes, and it fits right around his neck. Now the bad thing about these little clamps, I think it's like a little aluminum. I don't think this is really like metal. I think like a hard metal. But you put it in, and when you put it in, kind of force it around, and then push the trigger piece around because it's not really enough clearance for it to snap back in place. But don't be too rough with it because it'll bend because it is what seems to be aluminum. All right, and then you can put it around his neck like that, and that's his bling. He's got his bling. Now, there is a lot of criticism. Some things that I will criticize on it. When I first got it, my first criticisms were of the fingers. He's got like these Nutter Butter fingers. These, these Professor Nutty Love fingers. And they look kind of weird to me. It's kind of gross. I don't know. And then he's got really slim quads here. And at first, I really had a problem with it, and also the shape of the arms. But after I transformed him, I realized why certain things were the way they were, and it really goes now. These nutter loves here, I don't know, these buddy loves. I don't know what the real reason is for that. They just look kind of weird. But as far as the legs and the forearms and the arm assembly here, I understand why they did it now. Some really nice detail and line work all throughout the figure. He's really well detailed. He's really a great figure. He actually does look pretty good. He's a great representation of Galvatron. And that face sculpt, above all else, is just excellent. Look at that. That's Galvatron right there. Yeah, Galvatron. Really nice face sculpt on that. I like the grays up here. Yeah, I like that. The purple was a nice flat. This is what I was talking about as far as the X-Transbot Scourge was the shiny plastic, and I wish they went with a flat, more of a flat plastic. I think it's the ABS or whatever. It would have really given it a better look, and that's what they use here. It's not all extra shiny, and that really looks good. His breastplate here kind of sticks out, looks like he has like some tits or some shit like that, but it's not horrible. Because guess what? Galvatron did have that. You got this little red piece. It would have been cool if these were like translucent or something like that. Red, that would have been really awesome, but that would have been more money. Some nice red here along the side of silver there. He does have a waist swivel cool. He's got up and down articulation here. That's like on a hinge deal here with some nice soft ratchets there that gives him a little more strength holding his weapon. And that's something that X-Transbots might want to consider when they put that goddamn big ass cannon on the Polyon. Something like that. See the teeth in there? That's what allows him to swivel and hold steady to anything you put on. Like you can put a whole figure on this guy's arm and it's not going to move because of those teeth there, that little ratchet deal going on in there. That's pretty cool. So here you get a nice double articulation point here in the at the elbow, and that's more so because of the transformation, and it works for what it is. And then you have the swivel here. Now you got this peg deal here and this peg deal here on this arm. I don't like that. It's part of the transformation. It helps it to secure itself. I don't like it though in the bot mode. I wish this could have rotated around. I don't see why it wouldn't rotate around to put this towards the back. In the back here, you have some silver mechanical detailing, so that wouldn't work even if you found a way to rotate your arm. It's not going to work. Like the white right there, like that white, buddy. And then back here, you've got real treads that actually work, and you got a wheel here with some red on against this white and this purple. So the backpack is not bad, and the treads are there. That works out the way it needs to for the transformation. Cool. You have these little side things here, which are also a part of transformation, and it's also a part of what the original character would have had as far as G1 mode. So I think it's scaled down nicely. It's a little loose. Put some fingernail polish or something on the inside of there on that ball. It's on the ball and a hinge, and it's also on a sliding deal there for the transformation. But put some fingernail polish inside of there, and that'll save you some of that movement and make it a little more steady. You got some translucent plastic right there. That's pretty cool. You've got a nice soft ratchet there on at the hips, so that's pretty cool. If you can move this out the way, you can get use out of all of that. And then of course it swivels back and forth with a nice little ratchet there as well. As far as his A stance go, he can get it about that's about the first. That's the first actual ratchet as far as I can tell. Yeah, that's the first one. Then he goes out even further. Now, because there is die cast in the feet, He holds that A stance up nicely. He can get the splits. But why would you ever do that? It's Galvatron. Galvatron shouldn't be doing the splits. I love the use of silver on the quads with the nice rib work there. These guys right here are on a slide, and that works for the transformation, but you got some nice, fairly decent detail there in these quad pads is what I'm going to call them. And then you have these knee pad deals here. Really nice red right there. I like that, surrounded by the gray. It kind of brings that whole deal out, right? You got a nice soft ratchet inside of there to give it some nice forceful stance there, right? Bray coming around here, coming down. This is kind of on a swivel that sometimes gives way a little bit, but with everything snapped in place for the robot mode, it's not going to give away too much, and you won't really even notice it. Because of the transformation, you can get the foot all the way out. This is all die cast. Isn't that nice? Isn't that strong? Now, these portions here on the feet are really tight, and I had a hell of a time getting them in place for the transformation, but we'll get to that. That's how you stand in your bot mode. That's how it should be. Then you have your ankle rocker there, and you got a pivot. You can see it there. I like this deal. It's on a double mushroom peg there. So it's not even a mushroom peg. I don't even know what I would call that, but it's on it. So all in all, his overall look as Galvatron it's really nice. It's not bad at all. It's nothing that you would regret going in on as far as investing on in this figure. I think it's a pretty good figure. Again, those damn Nutter Butters though. Now, let me point this out. So you got a nice soft ratchet there, right? But when you come up here, that's on the hinge, and that's just weird. Like, why would that be like that? Like, this is tight here. The hinge that that's on is really tight, and it really works. But this portion just makes no sense, and I'm not sure why they would have not put a ratchet on that or the teeth on that hinge there to make it more sturdy. I don't get that. Here he is next to Carrie, and I think that's perfect because even with when Hot Rod became Rodimus, he was still not quite as big as Galvatron. Galvatron being an insane leader, so that lines up just right, buddy, just right. So we have Carrie kind of looking up at his arch nemesis. And here he is next to Scourge by X-Transbots. Finally, I can say the word X-Transbots and be correct, right? And that's a pretty good scale as well. So if you got this version of Galvatron and you went in on the X-Transbot Scourge, because that's the only thing you can really go in on right now, or you're thinking about it, considering it, don't be afraid because it actually lines up pretty good. Okay, so I'm an IDW guy. I like getting into the IDW comics, and although G1 is where we find our foundation for our Transformer love and all of that creamy, mushy, goody stuff, I love the fact that IDW keeps expanding the universe. So I go into the IDW deal. Now, if you are a G1 purist, then your Galvatron, be it DX9 or the Fans Toys guy, should never find itself on a shelf with this guy, right? Why? Because they're the same guy based on that realm. But if you are like me and you are a IDW guy, then you can actually, and this guy's just going through some shit, you can actually have these guys together because, as you know, in the IDW realm, Galvatron is a supreme leader over even Megatron. Megatron is referred to as Warrior by Galvatron, right? So he is like the new generation of Decepticon leader versus the old-time maddened Warlord leader. And that's if you read like More Than Meets the Eye, I do believe. And I specifically subscribe to More Than Meets the Eye, more than anything, Robots in Disguise sometimes. So those are the universes, and that's the storyline there. So you can put these guys together, and that still works out just fine because Galvatron stands maybe a full head almost over this Megatron. So that works out perfectly. And if you don't want your Megatron on the same shelf as your Galvatron, have no fear, have no worry. You don't have to, right? Right. And as a final comparison, here he is with a fellow Purple People Eater Prince fan, Fans Toys Quake Wave. Now, whew, first of all, he scales really well with Quake Wave. But I will bring this up. I will say this. This is a look into, even though this is a blast from the past, it's a look into the future of what we can expect from Fans Toys as far as quality that will go into their Galvatron. And I can only imagine what their Galvatron will be like. But hey, that's a long wait. So again, if you're thinking about going on this guy, it's well worth it. It's not quite that. It's not quite this kind of production quality, but it's not so far from it, right? It's not so far from it at all. All right. We've gone through all of the comparisons and all of that rah-rah. Let's get down to the transformation. And for the transformation, first things first, pop off your cannon, whether it's this cannon or the other cannon, pop it on off. Extend that portion there. Rotate that around. Bidow. And put this up, and there you go. That it slides right back in, and that's the cannon. You're going to use this portion here to fit it onto the head part once he's in the proper mode for it. So if you have a little tool handy, go ahead and use that. Stick it on inside of there. Separate that portion, no problem. This is going to fold up like that. You got a little slot there. Peg is right there. So whatever. Put it on inside of there. If it goes on, it goes on. If it don't worry about it. A finger just popped off. Let's go ahead and chalk that up to articulated fingers. As you know, articulated fingers, though, you can just put it back on. Cool. All right, and that's why some people hate articulated fingers. I still like articulated fingers, depending on who does it. If we're talking TLC Detective, articulated fingers, no, we don't like those. So there's your hand. It's folded away. Do the same with the other side. Take the arm, rotate it up so that gap is facing upwards, but take and the engineering robotic stuff is facing you. And then we're going to take this portion of the forearm, rotate that up so this bulkier part is facing up, and then you're going to fold it on the back hinge there all the way up, just like that. Come to the back of the figure, separate this peg from that slot there. Go ahead and bend that down. Take this portion right here and just rotate, bring all of that out, just like that. This portion here, let me make note of this. It's kind of hard to get. Let me see if I can do it. There we go. Just bring all of that crap on out, right? Now, take your finger and push that top little ab portion up like that, and then just bring that up, and it's going to kind of sit on it like that, right? And then you can just kind of score that away, just kind of peg that into there like that, and just leave that for right now like that. What you want to do now is take the lower half and just go ahead and rotate that on around, because you're not going to want to deal with it later, right? All right, bring this down, and that should kind of bring your head hinge forward. Okay, so if it doesn't come up, just go ahead and rotate it up, and then you're going to push that hinge, push this portion of the collar piece up on the hinge. All right, now you have a hinge here, you have a hinge here, and then you also have the hinge that the head is on. So that should give you pretty good amount of rotating pieces that help you move that head on into place, right? Take it on in there and push it down, push it all the way down, right? Because you want it to be on the inside of this chest piece here, not going to get damaged, okay? Once you do that, then you can bring these portions down like this. And while I have it open, let me point this out to you. Here, you see this little, you can't, I don't know if you can see it because of the chrome. Here, there's two little indentures. That's going to be portions where that cannon fits on, but we'll deal with that later. Just fold this down. And we're going to bring these pieces here, which are on a hinge and a swivel there, out. And you're going to swivel it around at the same time, just like that. Now, once you bring it around, you can go ahead and bring this portion down here, like that. Take a little tool, flip that out. As you flip that out, go ahead and bring that on down like that, and now you have this deal right here ready to go. I'm gonna leave this down just so you can see how this works. All right, so these shoulder pieces here, just bring them all the way down like that. All right, now because you have a hinge here, you have a hinge there, what's going to happen is that's going to collapse and push it on inside of there like this. This is on the hinge here, it's on the hinge there. So, and it's also on a sliding deal right here, right? So bring that piece on down and collapse that there. And then this should just fit together like that. There you go. Just slide it on down. Now you can just close this up, and that's that. You take this portion right here, but let's not secure this just yet because we have some work to do with the feet. Okay, so now, smart man, take this portion of the crotch right here, flip it on up, see that? And extend that. Just stand it up for right now. Cool. And you got some nice translucent plastic on the inside of here, which is pretty cool. It's just more detail work for the whole transformation. That's pretty nice. Rotate these legs down just to give yourself the clearance you need to slide these pieces out here. And they're on a ball peg here, as well as, again, that ball hinge here and that hinge there, right? So bring them in and rotate them this way so that these backs are facing each other. And then you see this slotting there. I'm going to just rotate that forward and let it lay, let it sit. All right, cool. This kind of rotates out on the hinge here, and then you extend it. So now you have an elongated toe like that, okay? You're going to get a lot of movement from those hinges, but try your best to work around it. Same deal here, and it rotates out. Now, what I'm going to recommend you do to make your life easier on yourself is to kind of spread the legs out just a little bit, just so you can have some room to work, right? Again, there's a tab here. Unattach that, and then open that on up and bring it around like that. On the inside here, you have a little, another flap. Bring that flap up. And then here, oh my gosh. And then here you see this. This is on the hinge here. Oh my God, it's irritating. Fold this portion up just like that. Rotate these inwards so the purple is facing each other like that, okay? The knee hinge here, you're going to fold those away like that. And then this portion here is on the slide. Slide it on down. Now you're going to take it, and you see here you got another hinge there. So you're going to fold, you're going to now rotate this all up like that. And here you kind of just got to work to make the room you need. All right. As you're doing that, these feet are going to fold this way. All right. And it's going to go up. And it's really a beast to do it on camera, but we're trying. Once everything is in place, try to get as close as you can to the center of the waist, right? This portion right here should be like that, all right? This should be collapsed against that belt area. I'm sorry, as you're doing it, be careful to make sure that this leg portion goes up under. It should wrap like that. Cool. All right, now you're closing that portion, and that's pretty much the formation for that. We're going to do the other side first, and then we'll get into tightening everything up and making sure that it's all correct and going on to the next step. All righty then. Let's make sure we got everything going on. All right, that's going to cup around there like that, right? There you go. Now, everything is in place here. There's a place for everything, and everything has its place. Now, here's what I'm going to recommend you do, because I got to go off camera to do this. You want to make sure that these two, these tabs right here fit into this slot there. You want to make sure that these pieces here are slid up and collapsed so they fit firmly into this area here. You want to make sure that this is lined up there. And then here you want to make sure you rotate the legs just enough so that this tab is facing that slotted hole, all right? Also, you'll see that there are some little prong things there that are going to fit into there. Sometimes it's kind of finicky and doesn't quite fit. Just work it in there. I'm taking it off camera and I'll do it, then I'll bring it back. All right, if I can get clearance to show you this, and it might not be good enough. Okay, earlier, remember, we had to take everything apart. When you put this piece back in place, it tabs right back in there to secure it, and that allows you to bring all of this together and tab in quite the same way it tabbed with when it was in regular boot mode, right? So all you essentially really did was open everything up to collapse it and then bring the boot back together with this panel on the outside, right? You can close that down, and that's what you should have, okay? And this right here is just a matter of adjusting and rotating to make sure it's facing the right direction. Cool? Right. All right, so with everything in place, here we go. That's slotted, that's pegged, that's joined together, those are going out, and our hinge pins are secure, so we're looking good, right? Let's go ahead and collapse everything. Make sure everything is straight. Bring this all the way up and tuck those. That's good to go. Under the bottom, let's collapse these feet like that. Now we can finally take this portion here and bring it down and plug this into that slot there. Just like that. And that hides those feet right there. Just like that. You got a wheel right here. Cool. All right. So everything is in place. Everything is good to go. Now, finally, cool. Get those wheels standing up, right? Take our cannon that's already been pre-transformed. There we go. Slot the piece on there like that. Now we're in place. And then just, motherfucker. I had to take it off camera. It's too much to do on camera. I'm sorry. So there we go. We fit that piece on there and slide it in nicely. Collapse that and bow. Freaking fracking. There you go. There is his tank tread cannon thingamajiggy bobber mode. I'm not sure what that mode is supposed to be, but there it is. And it looks great. Once it's transformed and you're going through all that pain and hassle to get it done, it's on fire, and so much detail is just popping on this guy, making it stand out, making it look good. It's kind of tedious. Okay, so my last thoughts on this guy, and I've been blurbing and blurping, but my last thoughts on this guy is, as a figure just in general, he's a pretty impressive figure, a pretty impressive offering from DX9. But overall, I'm pretty happy with them. I'm pretty happy with the figure. I'm pretty happy with what DX9 is doing and the direction they're going into, and I just can't wait to see what else they do. I expect more. So they put out sweeps. I'm going to get their sweeps. They put out their Cyclones. I'm going to get their Cyclones to make a decision between X-Transbot Cyclonus and their Cyclonus. And if Toy World puts one out, I'll get him too, and I'll make that decision then, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have swore, and this again goes back to Transformer animation, right? I could have swore that when Unicron created these guys, there were obviously multiple sweeps, but I could have swore there were two Cyclonus looking bots. I could have sworn. I got to go back and watch it. If you have it on hand, if you remember on hand, leave a comment and let me know. I'm out of here.